Last week I found some animals that I would really like to show you, and I think they're really cool. So I went to 2 different locations to look for wildlife in the middle of winter, and there are a surprising amount of animals that are actually active. I also got some pretty good footage of some animals and some pretty terrible footage of the others. Kingsmeads! Let's go! The first location we went to was Kingsmeads Nature Reserves by the Hertfordshire and Middlesex Wildlife Trusts. So we went to the main lake area where we could find some birds, and there were lots of shovelers, and there were also these gadwalls which were kind of around. And I was trying to get some crispy footage of it, but obviously that clearly didn't work. And gadwalls are very underrated ducks. I think they're pretty cool. They're pretty common and pretty boring, but I still think they're pretty cool. Then I spotted this lesser blackback gull, which was walking on the ice. The lake had frozen, some parts of the lake hadn't been frozen, that's why some ducks are kind of walking around, swimming around in the water, but there were areas of the lake where the lake was frozen, so there were birds sometimes walking on it. As you can see here, 2 black-headed gulls were trying to go on the area. There were also thousands of different kinds of gulls on literally sitting or standing on the surface of the ice, and there were so many just perched. Later on, near the River Canal, I spotted these mallards on the edge of the canal, and they were kind of peacefully sitting there, along with some moorhens and some other female mallards. There were some we kind of had to scare some of them because we were walking, unfortunately, but for the most time they were there, and there were lots of moorhens scurrying around in the reed beds and stuff like that. All the birds in the water that this man was feeding flew out of the air. Anyways, here are some black-headed gulls which are walking on the ice. Then I spotted 2 shovelers which were swimming around in a circle. I believe this is a mating dance that they're doing. I'm not currently sure, but it does look very beautiful. I believe it is a mating dance, and it is beautiful the way they're just circling around each other. Got some very good footage of it though. So, let me just explain what's going on. So, around here I just heard a redwing, and I've never caught one on camera ever before, and I would really like to get one on camera, but they were here, but they've just gone silent now. There were lots of them chatting away. Did you see that, guys? That was so painful. Then I got some terrible footage of what I believe was a blackbird in a hawthorn tree, and there were lots of other blackbirds flying around. This is really bad, and I definitely will get better on Kingfisher. Kestrel. Grasnick and watervole. Yo. Okay. So basically, I was walking around near where the main lake was, and when I halfway through, while I was trying to get my stand out because I was trying to film a gadwall, the stand broke. Yeah, the stand that I was using snapped in half. Now we definitely need to get a new one. So on my way to Oak Hill Wood, by the London Wildlife Trusts, I spotted this fox sitting on someone's doorstep. Now, obviously, this fox was definitely not scared of me. This is because London foxes are built different, and they're urban. They're urban foxes, so they're used to humans all the time. There were also a bunch of these house sparrows in this bush. I tried to get the macro lens out so I could do the fox well, but obviously that didn't work. Tried to film a parakeet as well up in the tree, but here parakeets are so hard to film because the trees in Oak Hill Wood are so tall. They're really tall trees, and apparently Oak Hill Wood is quite an old woodland. It's also got the rarest species of woodpecker in the UK, which is called lesser spotted woodpecker, and it can be found right here in Oak Hill Wood. It's best to see them in early spring, so I'm going to try and go here in early spring to see if we can find one. But right now, it's not the best time. I saw a robin, and I saw the robin, so I decided to give it a worm, and it instantly ate it off of this branch, and I got some pretty good footage of the robin. I think it might be the best footage of any bird I've ever gotten, in my opinion, because all of the other footage is crap, because it's either far away or blurred out. Just like this. It's pretty good quality. It's just, the stand is way too wobbly. In fact, I don't even have the stand because it broke, so I'm just using my hands. So I filmed this carrion crow which was pecking at the ground at something. I didn't know what it was, but maybe it was trying to attract worms. Also got this footage of what I believe was a blue tit in a tree, but I'm not sure. Then I filmed these long-tailed tits which were higher up in the treetops, and they were very fast and hard to film. So that blackbird wasn't a crow, and it was actually a blackbird. Yes, that's the actual name of it. What I first thought was a song thrush was actually a redwing, which is a winter visitor that comes to the UK, and I've never captured one on camera before. Here's some footage of a bird that was a bit far, and I can't really tell from here. It's a really bad angle. So I believe that the birds that I was filming were just blackbirds, specifically female blackbirds, but from some angles they actually look like non-native American robins, so that's really weird. Then I filmed another redwing, which was sitting in this tree, very shaky camera, but it is showing a redwing. The reason why the footage is so shaky is because I have this very big heavy lens, as I keep saying, plus my hands causes pretty bad footage. And I took this video of a jay sitting in a tree, and it's not the best footage in the world, but it is a jay. I have shown this footage already, but I forgot to tell you that this footage, even though it's very shaky, was me actually trying to film this parakeet feeding another parakeet in a tree hole. Anyways, that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a lovely day.